Hey guys, Harry Thomas here, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new ranking, my first ranking video of 2023. Now that Avatar: The Way of Water, the movie event of last year, has surpassed $2 billion, as I predicted it would, despite everybody dousing it. But I knew it would from the get-go, and that it is now the sixth movie to surpass the 2 billion milestone. And like others, today I'm going to rank the six movies in the $2 billion club. Without further ado, if you want to know my list, then just keep watching. At number six, Avengers Infinity War. Now, just because I put Infinity War at the bottom of my ranking does not mean I don't like it. Far from it. Heck, I absolutely love every single movie in the $2 billion club, and each of them I would rate either 4 or 5 stars out of 5. And Infinity War, I have boosted my rating up from 3 stars to 4. I ought to re-review Infinity War this year because my original review back in 2018 hasn't aged as that well now with my opinion change. But whoa, I mean, sure, Infinity War is just part one in the grand finale to the Avengers saga, but it is a uh, it is a incredible warm up movie for Endgame, and has some of the most enormous throwdowns in the MCU. Thanos being the boss and the true best MCU villain. I mean, Josh Brolin killed it, uh, and having him being the central character was, well, the right decision to just show how unstoppable he is, and how our how our heroes were so powerless when they took him on. And we all know that ending, well, left us all shaken up, seeing our favorite heroes just decimate into ash after Thanos got the stones and snapped his fingers and literally won at the end. I mean, yeah, and having the villain win at the end is a rare thing, but a bold decision that paid off. And I can remember a kid walking out at the cinema when after me and my mum saw the movie, and he was deeply upset when Spider-Man uh, was lost to the snap. I still think the Gamora Soul Stone scene is the weakest part of the movie, but Gamora and Thanos' backstory, was intriguing to see, and we finally got to see the relationship that Thanos has with his adopted daughters, Gamora and Nebula, throughout the course of this two-part finale, and they even get some, well, decent comedy here, like Tony's line, "You need to get lost, Squidward," and I mean, and the fight scenes from the fight on Titan with Thanos to the Wakanda battle in the finale. I mean, are all still blow my mind to this day. And the Russo brothers succeeded immensely with getting us hyped for Endgame, which we only had to wait a year for, thankfully. Number five, my personal favourites of the Avengers saga finale, Avengers Endgame. What the majority would call the greatest MCU movie, and some would even call the greatest superhero movie of all time. And I don't blame you if you do, because, well, Endgame is one mammoth finale. I mean, and both Infinity War and Endgame still stand as the biggest MCU films because they were movie events. They were more than just another Marvel movie that didn't feel like added much. And no, they were the real deal. And even with its unexpected decision to kill off the present day Thanos. So they still utilized Thanos perfectly by bringing back the 2014 Thanos for the final throwdown. But this was all about the Avengers, well, particularly the original ones from Phase 1 that we have grown to love over 11 years, and to see them willing to go as far as they do to bring back their fallen brothers and sisters was truly inspiring. I mean, and even though I wish Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel, my favorite Avenger, was in this movie far more, the scenes she did have were pure perfection, especially, well, when she uh, comes into the final battle and just decimates Thanos' ship, and she had literally came the closest to getting the garnet off of Thanos. And there are just, well, too many moments to count in this movie that had me in awe the entire time. Cap getting a Thor's hammer, all the Avengers turning up unexpectedly, and Cap going, "Avengers, assemble." Tony going, "I am Iron Man," and sacrificing himself. Yeah, rest in peace, man. Yeah, the Russo brothers, well, totally outdid themselves here. Seeing both Infinity War and Endgame with my mum on cinema trips, I will never forget, and I I uh, highly doubt that Avengers Secret Wars is going to be the uh, movie event that Infinity War and Endgame were. At number 4, Titanic, the first movie to break the 1 billion milestone, and well, uh, and the first movie that would confirm James Cameron the king of the world and the king of the box office. Yes, 3 of the movies on this list are James Cameron movies, so they will make up 50% of the list. And and Titanic literally never ceases to amaze me every time I see it, and you can count me in for seeing the Titanic remastered this February. But James Cameron makes the most tremendous and most flawless Titanic movie that you could ever ask for. And the fictional characters and love story between Rose and Jack only added to the emotional power that this movie has. And and uh, that's second half of being some of the most electrifying cinema you will ever see, because James Cameron always knows how to nail his third acts and up the stakes to 11. And Ceylon Dion's "My Heart Will Go On" and James Horner's score, I mean, couldn't be more Oscar worthy, and it deservedly swept the Oscars back in the day. And the only non James Cameron movie that has outgrossed this film is Endgame. That's so that goes to show that well uh, uh, that the world is still singing Titanic's praises even now, if it's was not able to be outgrossed by a non James Cameron movie for 22 years. At number 3, Avatar, the original, and the first time we ever went to Pandora. You may think I'm nuts, but I would put Avatar above James Cameron's more acclaimed movies like Terminator 2 Judgment Day and Aliens. Yeah, bonkers as that may sound, but Avatar has always been one of the most immersive movies to me, even when I saw it all those years ago. And I mean, you could see that this is the movie that Cameron has always dreamed of making from ever since his youth. he was just waiting for technology to catch up with his imagination. And this movie made me want to be a Navi instead of a human, literally, because Pandora uh, is still one of the all-time greatest cinematic worlds. I mean, uh, I and and without this movie, Sam Worthington, Zoe Zadana, and Stephen Lang would not be as big as they are today. I mean, you've got to love Jake Neytiri and Quaritch. Yeah, Neytiri especially being, well, one of the most inspirational badass women on film, and Quaritch being James Cameron's best villain, no question, and uh, and it's a really makes you realize that we've got to look after our planets, or we're going to turn into nature destroying monsters. And sure, you may wish for more action scenes in this movie, but all that action in the second half is more than worth the wait. And James Horner composed uh, a amazing final score for a James Cameron movie. Rest in peace. And Leona Lewis's ICU, I kind of like more than My Heart Will Go On. There, I said it. At number two, Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Oh, please don't hurt me. Yes, the sequel trilogy, well, is now looked upon by the uh, Star Wars fans as a failure because it has no roadmap to begin with. Would it have turned out better had it had a roadmap and a plan, and had J.J. Abrams directed each of the movies? Sure, I totally see where you're coming from, but does that mean the sequel trilogy is all bad? Fuck no, no. The sequel trilogy to me is the most underrated and best of the three Star Wars trilogies, and Force Awakens is evidence of that. You cannot deny, even if you're uh, not a fan of Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, the Force Awakens restored the magic to Star Wars fully, and it's what the prequels really should have been. You know, it returned to practical effects, and it's has far stronger acting and dialogue and far stronger characters, with Ray totally kicking ass as our first female Star Wars lead, and Finn being the first stormtrooper who has a personality, and BB-8, well, rivaling R2 and 3PO in terms of cuteness, and Kylo Ren, well, being even more three-dimensional than Darth Vader. I did not think that was possible. And even if Snoke led to nothing in the end, he is at his best in Force Awakens, uh, and the movie, well, flawlessly brings back the older, but has plenty of new at the exact same time, and it will always strike a chord with me, being the first Star Wars movie I ever had the pleasure of seeing on the big screen, and moments like Han's death and uh, and Rey's confrontation with Kylo Ren on Starkiller Base, to Rey finding Luke on Ahch-To. Well, yeah, this masterful revival made me go, I love you, Star Wars, never leave us again. And it's came close to my number one, if not for one sequel that recently topped it financially. My number one favorite movie to gross $2 billion is the most recent one, Avatar: The Way of Water. One of the hugest sequels and movies in general that I have ever seen in my entire life. Areas. This movie is a beast, and a true B mammoth on every level. And to all those who doubted that it would even reach 2 billion, rue this day, because I told you so. And with this, it's confirmed now that we will not only get Avatar 3, but Avatar 4 and 5, which I am totally ready for. The world has spoken, and this confirms that the world loves Avatar way more than the haters says. And I also recently purchased the Way of Water Visual Dictionary, which is uh, mesmerizing. Check out my review of The Way of Water that I did last month to hear my full thoughts. But if this epic can surpass 3 billion, then it would be the first movie to do so, and that would be the next milestone. So yeah, I am proud to call The Way of Water my personal favorite of the $2 billion club. So yeah, I know not everybody is going to agree with this list, as I could see Endgame and Infinity War being far higher on the majority of lists, but I am still eager to hear where you would place the $2 billion movies. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. And what's your ranking of the $2 billion movies? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you all next time when I've got, a long lineup of reviews coming your way this February. So stay tuned. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.